Hey guys, welcome back to another podcast. Before we start this, I just wanted to say that this week we're recording this a couple of days after what happened with Kobe Bryant and his young daughter. I grew up a Lakers fan all my life. Kobe was one of my heroes. I don't have many heroes in life, but Kobe was one of the last ones alive, and he's gone, and it really hurt. Um, I lost two of my comedic heroes, Don Rickles, maybe I think last year or 2 years ago, and then Robin Williams was the first of my heroes to go. He died either the same day or the day after my dad died, so it was like losing two dads. And from our channel, even though I know we're not big, like three people are probably gonna watch this like 6 months after we record this because it takes us forever to edit anything. But I just hope that the family's okay, and our thoughts go out to them for whatever that's worth. All right, enough of the depressing stuff. I just want to say that. D.
What is
Um, all right, so we were talking earlier today, everybody, about just comics, things like of the sort. Um, yeah, sorry for the long pause. We have a dog and we're just taking off his collar, like right next to the
as he
mic for
walks
some
around?
reason.
Yes, he decides to walk in and
But
go right to the mic.
we were talking about comics recently, and I was gonna pose a question earlier, which was, what's the best Batman villain? But we both kind of just came to a realization that there is two.
Yeah,
There are
I would
really,
agree.
honestly, just two. There are two villains that are like Batman's villains. I mean, I would honestly say like Scarecrow is a great villain, but he's like the people's villain, not Batman's. Batman beats him up, but he's really just because Batman. You can't scare Batman. You give him like you're pretty sure he's taking all of the drugs at some point, so that way he can gain tolerance
Well,
or
in a way,
whatever
shape, or
BS.
form. Or he has already synthesized every type of antidote for anything the Scarecrow has
Yeah,
done
no,
anyway.
like at this point, Scarecrow is probably like just blowing, like just freebasing coke into his face. Like I'm pretty sure Batman, that nothing's gonna stop Batman. You want to beat Batman, just get him hooked to crack. I'm pretty sure you win. But
Not necessarily,
my,
because he could probably still fight. That would be even worse because he wouldn't stop.
I don't know if you've ever done cocaine, my friend, but I have.
Well,
And I don't know, I'm also not a billionaire who was trained by the League of Assassins, so I am very useless on cocaine.
exactly. He could be a
Um,
high functioning addict.
but I did do cocaine once before a boxing match, and I was not the most functional person. I still give, what is that footballer's name? He played for the Giants. LT, Lawrence Taylor. I still give him credit because that dude would do cocaine like mid like at halftime. We'll just do a line of coke in the like locker room, come up like we're gonna kill them like dogs, and I'm like, what is wrong with you, man? Yet this is also the guy who destroyed Joe Theismann's career by breaking his leg. It's on
Well,
YouTube too if you guys want to watch it. It's gross. Like I don't recommend it, but
Well, that's the thing. Like people have said, cocaine enhances your personality. So if you are relatively bloodthirsty, want to be the best at what you're doing, thus you do a line of coke at halftime, you come on and you want to kill everybody.
I mean that's true. I mean, look, like I'm a psychology major, and we were discussing mental problems and drugs. And I suffer. Well, now we found out. Before we thought it was OCD, but now we found out that I am bipolar. And I was talking to my psychology teacher last semester about hallucinogenics and if they would help people, because microdosing LSD has shown promise that it can help people who suffer from severe like mood disorders
Hmm.
and personality disorders like not schizophrenia, but psychopathy, sociopathy, bipolar disorder, and things like that. And he said that LSD is good if you have a good mind. Anyone can do it as long as you have a strong mind. But if you're damaged, it's not gonna help. So,
Okay, valid.
so I don't know if like drugs is good for people. I do not tell people to do drugs. Trust me, it ruins lives easily. But there are some that do help. There is studies that cocaine will raise your quality of life where you want to live if in small doses. LSD does the same thing for people who suffer from PTSD. But I still don't recommend LSD to people.
Oh no, yeah, we're not saying that we're not recommending it to
Like,
anybody, but there are medical practices. They have done scientific research that shows that these things can help. It's the ones that are a
'cause I had
little too excessive in it.
Yeah, no, I
they're
had
a
a
little too
friend.
much into it that kind of makes the whole thing on the war on drugs.
Yeah, no, I have a friend who's a military soldier. He fought for our country. I respect him to death. I played D&D with him. Suffers from severe PTSD. Um, Not afraid to be around him because I know for a fact that I'm safe. He's a safe person. He's just scared. Chemical imbalance in his brain based off of violence. And this man does way too much of DMT. For people who don't know, DMT is this. Oh, how do I call it? It's a drug. It's a psychoactive drug that makes you. It's a hallucinogenic. People say that you can talk to God. Some people talk to the machine elves. It is not a drug I recommend. It's also known as ayahuasca, which is if you have DMT mixed with the ayahuasca root. What DMT does is that it produces a lot of dopamine in the brain. The ayahuasca stops the reuptake of the dopamine. So, for hours, you will have this euphoric dopamine just rushing through you for hours. You would see these visions in clear HD, better than any TV you've ever seen. And it's been proven to help a lot of people. Still don't recommend it. I recommend you going to see a professional healthcare person and getting help. But anyway, I digress a bit.
Just one quick thing, just to kind of elaborate if people are interested in looking it up. I just looked it up on my phone. DMT is also known as dimethyltryptamine,
Yeah.
which they say is psychedelic, which is like LSD or eating magic mushrooms.
No, okay, I'm gonna stop you there.
That's what it
This is
says.
oh I know. I'm gonna stop you there because the only difference between the two is that when you're on shrooms or when you're on acid, you're hallucinating, but you perceive them to be real because your brain is fucking melting. Your brain is melting on these drugs. Like it's not okay. But on DMT, you're not in control. But you didn't lose control. Does that make sense?
So it's more like living in a fantasy world where you're still yourself, but you're not really yourself.
Oh no, because I've never seen a person act out like they're Frodo trying to take
No. I don't mean
the
like.
ring from
I don't mean in the sense where you're changing your character.
No, what
you're
I'm
changing
saying
your
is
person, but it's
like
like you're more.
you're not even
You're
hallucinating dragons. You literally lie down there, and I think there was a guy. Vsauce did this, which is a great channel and an amazing meme. And he did a test where he had I think it was an EEG scan, a portable EEG scan, which only tells you half the story, you know?
yeah, because it's only about how your brain reacts and.
Yeah, but it's like I forget which one does what, but one of them shows like one. I forget. I really should know, but I'm not a psychologist. I want to be a psychiatrist, so. But I should know these things. I did learn it last
Eventually.
semester, but I got a lot more I'm dealing with this semester. But you are in control. It's just visions. So the Vsauce guy was saying stuff like how these visions would flash into his mind, and that's the aliens or whatever higher being talking to you. And he was in control, but not in control, and everything was in HD, and he saw like a bamboo, and it was getting sliced in half, and it was amazing to him. And I don't recommend it. Still, it doesn't seem like fun. You know, there's fun drugs, and then there's sketchy drugs, and you shouldn't do any of them.
Yeah.
But there is still some that you shouldn't do
Well,
more than others.
it does also say that historically it has been prepared by various cultures for ritual purposes.
Oh no!
So-
I've tried peyote in like a Native American reservation. That wasn't fun. That wasn't fun at all. There was like a fucking wolf jumped into me, and then I had a panic attack and then passed out. Which I found out now is because I'm bipolar and I do crazy shit because of it and violent shit because of it. Where I'm like, jumping out of airplanes or I'm skating down long hills and getting injured because I'm just mentally unstable, I guess. Which I love now because whenever I act dumb, it's like,
I can blame
just
that.
crazy. And then when I'm having a good day, they're like, good for him. I'm very much Pete Davidson now from SNL. But going back to what I was saying though, like I picked Bane and D over here picked Joker. And we both realized that we're arguing the same point. The only difference is we had a coin analogy where the Joker is just the other side of Batman's coin. If Batman is pure order, Joker is pure chaos. And Bane is like if a coin could have a third side.
Yeah.
You know that little ring around the coin? You have the top and bottom, but of course the coin is not a perfectly flat surface, so it has that little raise on the side, right? Where the thing that you spin on, right?
Cool. Well, technically,
That's the Bane.
Technically, if you think about it, if you go by the standpoint of like the going from like lawful good, lawful chaotic stuff like that, technically by standpoint, Batman would be lawful good. On the flip side, Joker would be chaotic evil.
But I wouldn't say Bane is true neutral.
But I would say Bane is more. He would be like chaotic good, or like lawful evil.
I would say lawful evil.
Yeah,
I would say because he has his own rules.
Yeah.
He has his own basically his own way of doing things.
So he's not necessarily neutral, but he is one section of each of them at the same time.
Yeah.
So in essence, it's still like Batman sends the pretty much I guess his sense of righteousness.
You see, here's the thing though. I've never understood those. Like that like the whole, because then every time I look up like what's a neutral good, what's a chaotic good, what's a lawful good, and vice versa for neutral and for evil, I get different explanations every single time, and none of them equal up to each other. I can't find a correlation between any of the explanations. You know what I mean?
Ultimately, that's the thing. It's like you gotta find the source of where it started.
Oh, it's the DM. It's the DM's like discretion, which is one of the reasons why I picked this name, because I'm a huge D&D fan. Like every Saturday.
But that's why I think though, if you look at it, you would have to
shout out to my D&D group. Just to let you guys know, that's 7. Forget what our team name was. It was like 7 Deadly Sins because, and I think we were like 7 Blessed Souls. But then I'm too evil in the game. Like,
technically, you can still be blessed. It's just not blessed by a.
Well, all of us are blessed. Like each one of us has a specific thing. I'm a dragon, and I'm like the child. I'm like 7th in line for the crown, but like the 7th born in that. Like in my backstory, like the 7th born in that family who's a gold dragon, because there's a mating pair between a gold and a silver dragon. I'm 7th in line, but the 7th child of that line of dragons gains all the best abilities, is basically what it was called.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we're all blessed in a certain way. I think we called my dad Gallon, which is like a dope name. I forget where we got it from.
A gallon of juice.
Hell yeah. Just a gallon of problems, baby. That's what we are. But there isn't really a lot. I mean, the human stomach can fit a gallon. So one person could just down us. But instead of that, I was going to ask you, D, what's the best I want to say Batman, but what I mean is you can pick like Batgirl or that weird black dude who's a soldier. You can pick Terry McGinnis. Just what's the best Bat person or in the Bat family, who do you think is the best?
Alfred.
Alfred? You think Alfred?
He is not only a butler, he also does medical attention for them. He basically, for the most part, designed their suits. He maintains the house. He maintains the Batcave.
And
He
he's the
maintains.
only worker.
He maintains all the electronics.
All the car. No, I think Batman works on the cars, but I think Alfred also does too.
Yeah, but that's the thing. He maintains everything that Batman requires.
Shout out to Alfred, man. Find a best friend like
Exactly.
him.
Alfred, hands down, is the best one. Even though he's not out there putting his life on the line, he makes sure that Batman has everything he needs. Because I've never seen Batman put on his utility belt and have to go, oh, hold on, let me restock stuff in the belt. No. It's, he takes off the belt, Alfred refills it. How do I know that? Because you never see him refill his damn belt himself.
You know, that's true. That would also be a really boring, like, comic block, or whatever they're called. You know, those
Of
little, like,
course, yeah.
little sections in the comic books.
and-
I
and
would be
that's
like, watching Batman put a Batarang in, I'd be like, I don't care.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, but like also at the same time, he also helps him figure out certain things. Like if he's looking at it too narrowly, Alfred is like, "Oh, why don't you try this?" And he's like, "Oh my God, I didn't think of that. Thank you, Alfred." He's also the conscientious, like, person there who can look at it from an outside view because he's not directly in the action.
Yeah,
So he
cool.
can
I
also
go with
help you.
Terry McGinnis because he did all of that shit without Alfred's help.
He still had Batman's help.
Yeah, Batman's useless if he needed Alfred to do everything for him.
Well, that's why once Alfred died, then Batman had to learn how to do everything.
Yeah, like what, 57? Like, Jesus. Dude, Alfred was like 90 years old when Batman first fell in that well. Dude, Alfred was like 153 by the time Batman was Batman.
And yet, he still lived through everything.
Okay, then. Oh, good. That is a good one. I still pick Terry, though. I still pick Terry.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Like Terry was good, but it's also
Okay,
like,
mine
he's
is
still,
Alfred. Just pick one of the Bat people.
He's still more technically a designer Batman when you think about it.
Oh, yeah, no, he's basically Batman, but in the future and better.
Yeah, he was just a designer Batman. That's it.
So, it's better.
I would still take. No, to be honest, I would actually still take. No, I would still take possibly Frank Miller's Batman when he's older. It still shows that he is still
What,
human.
when Alfred's 3,000 years old because he's a fucking dragon?
No, I'm talking about when he actually stops Batman and Batman, and when he stops Superman and Superman's young as shit, and Batman looks like old, like he's 60 or 70, and he still goes, "This is what humans can do. We can still beat you."
See, this is hard though,
Regardless.
because, okay, this is the reason why, folks, you're not going to get a lot of DC conversations between D and I. It's because of the fact that we basically like the same shit. You know what I mean? Like,
So it's not so. But it's just
like we
it's functional
argue more
discussion.
about Marvel. Like we have different opinions about Marvel than we do about DC. Like, name the best Justice League person. Batman. No one else matters. Batman beats everybody. He has literally all the recordings of how he
No.
beats everybody,
Yeah,
including
but
himself.
Don't get me wrong. Yes,
Use
of
my
course.
parents against me. I will get weak, then kill me. Don't hesitate.
No, see that's
Win.
where I would have to disagree, and I can guarantee you also our friend.
Oh,
would
no.
disagree as well.
Okay, wait.
Because of
hold on.
Speed
Flash
Force.
is such bullshit.
Because Speed Force, that is the explanation. Flash is the best because of Speed Force.
Yeah, but Batman still wins
but-
because of writing.
But to me, honestly, I prefer Hal Jordan in terms
Why?
because of what happened where he literally almost destroyed.
So you like him
The
in that
entire
moment when
core.
he's not a Justice Leaguer?
Technically, he was part of the
This
Justice
is the
League.
same. Okay, guys. So when we first met, the reason why we became friends is because he always do this, like, what is that fucking ship's name from Star Trek, Kobayashi or whatever?
Kobayashi Maru.
That shit. He always does that shit to me, where he just retcons everything of the question. So I asked him a question: what was the best John Travolta movie? He said Pulp Fiction because Samuel L. Jackson was good. That is not an
No,
explanation.
okay, no. But now I can actually explain it a lot better because I have gone back and rewatched it again. I did actually like his character because of what he was doing, what he's like.
You know, he's brothers to one of the guys from Reservoir Dogs.
Yep.
Like in movie, not in real life.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I watched all. I love Quentin Tarantino movies. I thought what he did with Django Unchained was great.
But that's
I
why
watched
that's-
Roots at school, and I was like, "This is some bullshit."
But that's why I think Quentin Tarantino.
Don't get me wrong,
Getting majorly off topic. Quentin
Really
Tarantino
great.
is a great director, and I think he has a really good eye, and he can even that he can tie a lot of the stuff together.
Like I will fight
So-
anyone on this when they say that he's racist. He's not, because if you watch Quentin Tarantino movies, he's never put any black person anywhere below owning something or being the best.
Yep.
Samuel L. Jackson, even in that movie, well, I guess besides all the black slaves, Django, Samuel L. Jackson has never had a role. I mean, he even in Django Unchained,
He was supporting, but
even Django Unchained, he was the house slave.
Yeah.
And yet he had more power than everyone else. Like he always gave him some power.
Yeah.
He was one of the few who was able to sleep in the big house.
Yep.
He was one of the few who, you know what I mean? Like he was like he was Jules, right?
yep, Jules.
It was Jules, which is your favorite character from that movie. He was.
Well,
I actually
and
like.
honestly-
I like Ben. Not Ben Affleck. What is his name?
Honestly, when you think about it, though, in Pulp Fiction, you had Marcellus Wallace, who was played by Ving Rhames,
Yep.
who was technically the boss.
Yeah. No, for real. And he had his soul taken out of his neck, apparently,
Yeah.
because Satan. That's stupid. And the thing inside of his fucking suitcase was Satan. Who gives a shit? The movie's great. I don't know why people keep reading it.
Well, see, they're reading more into it. I always just assumed there was like some amazing like gold bar or his testicles or something like that. That
Yeah,
shine
so
gold. Like-
I'll be real honest with you. His testicles, to me, I'll believe that more than God. Sorry.
if he has the power to control like pretty much the whole of LA,
By the
Why
way,
not?
like, I'm not religious. I'm not hating on religion. You can believe in it. I don't care. Doesn't affect
Yeah,
me.
we're not judging anybody for having a religion. We're not
No.
we're not judging anybody.
I have a friend who's Buddhist. I got friends who are Hindi. I got friends who are Christian. My wife's Catholic. I'm just not.
And we have a friend who wants to be part of every religion so he can get off of work.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You want all of October off? Be Jewish. My last name is Jewish. I'm going to just say that. I'm not going to give out my name. Sorry, guys. But my last name is Jewish. And I honestly am thinking about just claiming Judaism just so I can get all of October off. Dude, like, all of our holidays are in October.
Technically, even in Big
Start putting
Lebowski,
some goat's blood on my doorways or whatever the
yeah,
fuck.
but even in Big Lebowski, wasn't stuff saying that he observed Shabbos, so he
yeah.
doesn't do anything on Sunday, not even pick up the phone, drive a car, does not do anything on Sunday.
Yeah, but he can also, what if I need a finger on Sunday? Because he can get me a finger. He can get me a finger by tonight, by 10:30. What kind of, do you want a middle finger or a pointer finger? Wasn't that the thing inside, like, the fucking, the coffee shop where he's like, "It's a goddamn finger, man." He's like, "I can get you a finger."
No, it was the whole thing of making the drop, and he needed
No, that's a different scene. No, I'm talking, like, they're inside, like, this coffee shop, and, like, that's when they found out about a finger. And that's when he kind of brought him in.
yeah,
I can get you a finger. Anyone can get a finger. What, you want a finger by tonight? I can get you a finger by tonight. I'm like, what is happening right now in this show? Oh my god, that just Jeff Bridges is I fucking love him. Loved him in Tron. Loved him in The Big Lebowski. Loved him in that weird fucking cowboy movie. Just love him.
He was also in Iron Man.
Yeah, he played Ironmonger.
Yep.
God, he was good. Like, I fucking was scared of him. I was young though. Like, I'm in my late 20s now. But I was in I was like a bullied
Yeah, but
high
even-
school student. So I didn't have any confidence.
But-
like,
I think he has a great
got
acting
scared.
range, to be honest. Because look at him in Tron. Look at him in
But
Tron
he
Legacy.
played the villain. He played like the villain perfectly. He was what was it like? He always plays these hippies, but in that movie, he was like,
Well, in
fuck
Tron,
everything.
no, see, Tron, he wasn't a hippie.
That's bullshit, dude. Listen to how he talks.
Tron, he was not a hippie.
It's a hippie in the 80s. That's all it was, man.
No, he was a hippie in The Big Lebowski.
My dad's a hippie. That's how I know he's a fucking hippie.
He was a hippie in The Big
My
Lebowski
dad
because
was
of
a
the
dude.
carpet that ties the room together. That's all he cared about.
Yeah.
The fact that the Germans pissed on his carpet that tied the room together. And he didn't really...
Were they German?
Well, they were supposed
Were
to
they
be.
Russian? I don't know.
Well,
what
they're
they
supposed to
were.
be German.
Dude, I'm gonna be real honest with you, man. I haven't watched that movie in a while. I'm gonna go home. Well, I
They're supposed to be German.
gotta do my math
And
homework.
the only Russian thing about that movie was the fact that he wanted to drink White Russians. That was it.
Which is gross.
What,
No, White Russians is just milk and vodka, baby.
No, it was three things.
Oh, that's. I thought a Black Russian was with Kahlua.
No, that's just two ingredients. That's just, we gotta look this up. What is in a White Russian?
I don't know. I hate vodka.
And yet you tanked an entire bottle by yourself.
Why do you think I hate vodka? So my 21st birthday, I was on like
Yeah, see, it's vodka, Kahlua, and heavy cream.
whatever. It's gross, and you always
Because the
milk.
Black Russian is just vodka and Kahlua, which gives it the black color. But the White Russian, you're still taking the two ingredients, but you're adding heavy cream.
It's gross. It's gross. You shouldn't have to look up your ingredients. The drink should
It's
be
pretty
the
much a coffee.
ingredients.
It's just a coffee liqueur that's stronger with cream.
It's gross. First of all, don't
It's
put
like spiking
cream
your
in
coffee with vodka.
Don't put cream in your coffee, you fucking plebe. You drink it black like a real man. You
Fuck you.
smoke a non-menthol, and you get
Unfiltered.
unfiltered. Yeah. Dude, my grandma was more badass than most people. She smoked Camel's unfiltered Turkish blend every single day like a boss and died of diabetes. Not even diabetes. I think she died of just old age. I don't think she actually had anything wrong with her. She smoked all her life, raised 5 kids by herself, and had a miscarriage.
Because technically, they say by the standpoint, most of the shit that's terrible with cigarettes is in the filter. So if you actually smoke or you roll your own cigarettes without the filter, it's still bad for you, but it's not as bad as smoking a filtered cigarette.
I just smoke weed.
That's all natural. It's like smoking regular tobacco.
Just smoke
Same
weed.
thing.
That's what I do. Sometimes I have a good night. Sometimes I lose my mind. Who knows?
Rolling the dice here.
I do that with life, man. When you're mentally I'm not mentally disabled, but when you're like just sick.
Mentally unstable.
I'm just sick. Like mentally, I'm sick. Like that's just all it is. That's why I'm waiting for my medicine to come in.
Which is more weed.
God, I wish. You know that like medical marijuana is not it doesn't cover mental disorders, because I tried to get my card a couple years ago and they were like, no, you have
Yeah, it has to be like a physical disorder.
so bullshit. It's so bullshit. But anyway,
But that's
going
what-
back to what we were saying.
Super off topic.
Yeah, I thought I had ADHD, Like all my life I was raised thinking I had ADHD, and then like this psychiatrist yesterday was like, nah man, like you could have just had early onset bipolar disorder as a child and it was just misdiagnosed. I was like, cool, so I've done many evil things and I've also been taking pills for a disease I don't have.
Yes.
That's like me not playing basketball because I thought I had asthma and consistently taking inhalers and like doing a nebulizer and then finding out I don't have asthma, or finding out the kid's not yours after 18 years. You paid 18 years of child support. You find out the kid's not yours. Dude, Kanye wrote that, and I was like, "Fuck that noise! Fuck that noise! I'm not a murderer, but I will be one."
But now we got to get back on topic. This is also why he assumed he had ADHD, because we can never stay on topic for more than 10 minutes.
I mean, I still might have. What they want to do is get me on medication for bipolar disorder, and then if I'm still like unable to pay attention, then maybe I might have ADD or ADHD.
Some mild form of it.
Yeah, because what they're saying is that maybe you're just like anxious. And I the reason why I'm super open about this, but not my name, is because one, I got a kid, and I want you guys to leave me the fuck alone when I'm out with my kid.
Of course.
And I like my privacy. And two, you should get help. Like if you feel like you have mental problems, go get help. Even if you don't have mental problems, just go talk to a psychiatrist. I feel like everyone should do that, because it's gonna be like me, where it's too late, and then now you regret a lot of things because you were having a manic episode. or
Yeah.
you were having a depressive episode, you know?
And
So go get checked.
yeah, honestly, most
And I know we live in a
YouTubers-
fucking country, if you're listening to this in America, I know we live in a fucking country where you have to have healthcare and we don't have universal healthcare. I'm a huge proponent for universal healthcare because I believe that everybody deserves healthcare.
Yep.
Because that's a normal fucking thing to believe in.
Yep.
I also don't agree with the Republicans where if you're not working, I'm not paying for your healthcare. I can't even pay for my drug addiction. Like, are you kidding me? Dude, I take only 3 hits from a joint now just so I can save it.
I gotta savor that flavor.
Not even the flavor, I gotta savor the fucking high, man. I don't got enough money for that shit. I'm a
That's why
poor
you
college
say-
student.
That's why
If you guys want us to open up, I'm gonna open up.
That's
No.
why you say. That's why you save every roach trying to smoke, because you gotta save that money.
Dude, now we can't open up a fucking. That's true. Dude, okay, so I was at a party once. I want to say this story first, and then I'm gonna go back to what I was gonna say. I was at a party once, and it was at a party in a very ghetto neighborhood. And it was at my friend's house. Let's call him Talaofa. He was Samoan or Tongan, I don't know. But we all played volleyball together. So we were all in high school too. So we're at this house party, and then my friend Talaofa runs, and I'm with my friend. Let's call him Dickhead. And this is one of my best friends, but I call him Dickhead. And he knows exactly who he is. If he actually listens to this, he'll know who he is because he knows the story. Talaofa runs it and he goes, yo, this guy's coming in. Whatever you do not fucking tease him. This guy is not here. And this dude walks in with his eyes like popping out of his head like he's that black chick from Star Wars Fallen Order. You know how that chick looked like just BAM with her eyes?
Oh yeah, what's your favorite? Yeah, the lady that saves you.
We're
Yes.
going to be playing that on our channel, depending on when this comes out. It might come up before we get any of our Let's Plays up, because we're still learning about that. We're jumping into this raw. No reach around, no lube.
Raw dog in it.
Raw dog, yeah.
But back
The
to the
only way I
story.
like it. So anyway, he comes in. We have a roach left. Base and no crutch.
Okay.
Okay, so like this, it's just burning your finger when you're hitting it. I'm high as hell already, so I don't need any more of it. And there's a whole line going on behind me, so I was gonna go ahead and do a line. Then this dude walks in, and I'm too afraid to be any kind of messed up or out of my mind around him because I'm afraid he's gonna kill me.
Fair enough.
And I've been around a lot of violent, dangerous people before, but this man, I've never been scared about from a person before because I know that I can hold my own.
Yeah.
This guy actually scared me. And he comes in, and I give him this roach, and I swear to God, folks, like he took like a 3 fucking minute hit off of a roach, just. I had to take a fucking breath just to do it.
Maybe that's why his eyes are popping.
No, dude, he only made eye contact with me the whole time. Only me. He just stared at me, and I couldn't look away because I was like, dude, if I break eye contact, he's gonna murder me. So I just stared back because I was like, look, all right, I don't know if he's trying to punk me, but I don't back down. I will never back down. So
Did your mouth once soon, never back down.
dude, I fucking took him on, man, and then he just took that coolest dude I ever met. Scares the shit out of me to this day. Never met him since, but if I ever meet him again, I swear to God, I think I might murder him just out of sheer desperation to save my own life. Like, this man scares the fuck out of me. He was fun to party with. We played the Warriors video game.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
I was telling them that the Warriors is one of my favorite movies, and then they're like, oh, we have the video game, and we just played it on PlayStation 2 the entire time. We have this move where you run across the screen, and then you just jump sideways. Like, you make yourself horizontal, and you just take out as many people. We call it the Rashakaka. That's all you can get is like Rashakaka. It's fucking amazing. But anyway, we can't open up a fucking a GoFundMe for this page or this channel because people are just gonna be like, I don't know if I want to give them money for this. They're not gonna spend it on the channel. It's just gonna go to his marijuana addiction.
No, see,
You will be helping my mental health though if you guys do donate to this channel. Thank you.
we will make sure, I will make sure, and his wife will make sure that it will go towards the means
Weed.
of the channel.
All weed. All
That
types
is just
of
the weed talking from M's mouth. That is just the weed talk.
You know what? I'm sober right now, actually.
That is a lie, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm sober now because of the fact that we recorded the first episode of our Let's Play just to try it out, and I want to trash it. And the reason why I want to trash it is because I was so baked that all I said was, man, this game is so beautiful for an hour.
Visually, it is stunning.
But
it's amazing.
You ever heard of the rule of threes?
Yes.
Everything's funny in threes. 4 is annoying. Unless you're Tracy Morgan, and according to Charlie Day, if you're Tracy Morgan, it's the rule of 57. Where you just keep making the same fucking joke. Where you were just like, hey, Tracy, you know what this is? Mating call. And you're like, ah. And then he just does that the whole day. That's according. I saw an interview with Charlie Day, who is from one of my favorite shows, Always Sunny. And that's all he did. And for the whole day. And then, like, you kind of go through, like, it's kind of funny. All right, it's annoying. Oh, shit, you're actually a genius. Because now you're actually laughing your ass off every single time he does it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not funny. You're just crazy. Like, you just lost your sanity listening to the same joke. But I digress. Again, going back to what we were saying, though, like, we can't really do DC jokes. Not jokes, but, like, questions to each other. Because, like,
technically we can, because it's more like, we can...
Because I can beat your Flash with just contingency.
Speed Force.
Contingency.
Speed Force.
No, because Batman's
but technically
win.
it's not me saying that. It's
no, okay, I'm gonna time out on this.
That's what
because
he always
Batman
says.
actually said something about Flash. So the episode of the movie where they go, it was a Flashpoint where like they all the worlds merge, and then like the Batman, like there was that world where Flash dies. And then like the Batman in that world comes over and like steals Flash. I can't remember the movie. I really didn't pay attention to that one.
That one was...
You know what I'm talking about, right? Where they're like locked up and Batman's like, I don't have a plan because he will just know everything I'm thinking. Then Flash like kills himself as a joke.
That wasn't the Flashpoint Paradox. The Flashpoint Paradox was the one he went back in time.
That was the one where like Shazam is 5 children.
No, that was Justice League War.
Oh, okay, I am super confused. All right, no, okay, fuck all those. Which is the one that I'm talking about?
Because I think the Flashpoint Paradox was the one he ended up.
Wait, we'll talk about that one after. Wait, what's the one I was saying though?
But that's the thing. I'm trying to figure it out because the Flashpoint Paradox was the one he went back in time, and he saved his mom. But then in turn he didn't become the Flash, because his mom was alive. I think the one you're talking about was I think that was Flashpoint Paradox because he ended up looking for Batman, but Batman was technically his father was Wayne.
Crisis on Infinite Earths?
That might have been it. Yeah, I think that was
I think that one's it too. No, so the reason this is how I looked it up. Flash dies, so they steal another Flash. That's all I wrote because I didn't know how to say it.
Yeah,
okay, so that one. Batman says, because they're both locked up. Batman says, I have no plan. Because, of course, if he has a plan, then the other Batman knows the plan already because they're both Batman, right?
Yep.
So Flash just races his heart, causes himself to have a cardiac arrest, or to cause himself to have cardiac arrest.
Pretty much have a heart attack.
And then, no, not even that, just vibrates it till it stops. That's what he does.
Yeah.
Which is called cardiac arrest, is when your heart just stops while you're still alive. And, I don't know for sure. I haven't taken my medical classes yet because I'm avoiding them like the plague that's happening right now. And then I think he gets out, he saves Batman. He's like, well, how'd you know it works? Like, I didn't. He's like, well, no one could fucking predict you or some bullshit or something like that. But he basically said that like Flash is hard to fight against.
Yeah, because it's the whole thing.
He still has a contingency for him, though, and I'm pretty sure Batman wins all the time. That's the whole thing about Batman. Is Batman can't lose.
No, the contingency is it's just to be able to
just in case
to neutralize, not to kill, not to.
Doesn't matter. He wins. He neutralizes you by winning.
But that's the thing. Technically, if the Flash literally thought about it, he could have actually gotten out of it himself without having Batman tell him what he had to do.
Here's the problem with Flash, though. Like, this is the reason why whenever we have these conversations, I always tell you to take Flash out. It's the same thing. Like I call it the Deadpool rule, or no, I call it the Rainbow Vision rule. I don't know if we talked about this on one of our podcasts yet, but
Not yet. I don't think so.
Superman has Rainbow Vision.
Yeah.
There's no fucking reason for it unless you're fighting Monochrome Man. No, my world is only black and white and, just different shades of gray. You know what I mean? Like, no. Unless you're fighting Mr. Game & Watch, Rainbow Vision doesn't matter. Oh, cool, you have the power of Technicolor. But it's nothing. It's really nothing. I do the same thing with Flash, where they just keep... or like the Goku thing, where he just keeps getting stronger with no limit. It's bullshit. That's why I take him out, because that's bullshit at this point. Like, I can understand that he runs really fast. That's a great power. But now he's, like, faster than thought, but he never uses it because the writers are like, fuck, that's like Magic making all these OP cards and saying, nah. Then why'd you put him in my fucking deck? You piece of shit.
Because at the time,
if I can't use all these Pot of Greeds in Yu-Gi-Oh! Stop putting Pot of Greeds inside my little card packets, motherfucker. Alright, or at least make them rarer. You know what I mean? So I'm not like pulling 4 in one pack of 5.
No, they were technically rare, and they were only technically, by standpoint, banned in tournaments.
Yeah,
in
but
regular play, you could play
how would I do regular play for?
I don't know. I'm just saying. Technically, the rules only apply to
tournaments. Like I hang out with plebes playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In the park, Yes. I've already gotten my ass kicked enough in high school, middle school, and elementary school. I don't need to be bullied in real life.
Okay, but again, if we take Flash out of it, going back to it, I still think
Wonder Twin.
No, see, I would still think Hal Jordan. All in all,
my problem with Hal Jordan is that you like Hal Jordan for the reason of I like that he destroyed tried to destroy the universe. Then he's not really a Justice Leaguer. Then he's a villain.
No, it was more he was just angry at the Lantern Corps because they stopped him from saving.
I would use the same argument against Superman. The only one that matters is Batman. You can they literally took everything away from him and he wins. He never loses his shit. He's always in control. He always wins. That's why I pick him over everyone else. Superman loses. Hal Jordan loses. Fucking Flash loses. Fucking the Bird Lady loses. Birdman loses. Static Shock loses. If you want to go into the future. Which, by the way, Static Shock, underrated. Under-fucking rated. The dude's a genius. He's a genius already.
Yeah.
And he has superpowers. That's very rare in DC for some fucking reason. If you're to be human with superpowers and a genius. There's some of them like Mr. Atom. He's one. He's a human with literally he's a nuclear physicist.
Well, technically you could say Constantine. You could say
he's not a genius. He's just good with magic, and he's an asshole. And he's also my favorite. But he's not Justice League. He's Justice League Dark. But I'm talking
still technically Justice League.
I'm talking about main Justice League.
Technically Dr. Fate, but then also the.
Is he human?
Yeah.
I just thought he was weird. Oh, the question.
See, Dr. Fate, if
what's the best B character? Let's go with that one. What's the best B character? I'm gonna go with the question for nothing but the fact that he's just interesting.
B character.
He's interesting, and in Justice League Unlimited, he got the kid Black Canary, which I thought was adorable.
Green Arrow.
He's not a B character.
Technically, he is.
No, he's Batman with arrows.
Yeah. Who else can have a skinny arrow that he shoots that magically opens up and a boxing glove comes flying out?
He's a B character because he has a very successful TV show now. He's A-level now.
Yeah.
He's A level now.
Yeah, but Batman has had movies. Batman has Superman.
Well, I'm not. Batman could be S character, but I would consider.
But see, Martian Manhunter is considered an A character, but he's never had his own stuff. He's never.
Of course, no.
But I would consider him a B character because he's not a founding member of the Justice League. I would consider the A members of the Justice League to be the founders, and then the B level would be.
Oh no, but that's unfair though, because if you go into the future, which you could.
Yeah.
You do have Static Shock, who is an A or even S level, if you want to go in the Japanese ratings. S level character. Like, I would honestly put him up there. Extremely smart with great control
No,
of
don't
his
get me wrong.
powers.
Don't get me wrong. Like I would
And
put
he
him.
has dope ass dreads. By the way, I had dreads for like 6 months, and I wish I could have kept them, but I just didn't know how to take care of them properly. That was my only issue.
Got lazy.
But it wasn't even that. I really didn't know what to do. I really didn't know what to do.
No, but see, like from that standpoint, technically, I would say they could have passed the mantle to him, so he could have been considered one of the A grades. It's more the ones that have the seat at the table, then, as it would be. It's those that have the seat at the table. So even like Cyborg, I would consider in different incarnations, Cyborg was either a founding member in some versions,
Oh, you
or
know
he wants to sit at
what?
the table.
You know what? I would honestly put Cyborg up there. I would say
But that's
that
why.
Cyborg is actually one
So
of the
I would
powerful
say-
ones.
I would
'Cause
say-
he could bring their whole entire network down like
Yeah.
that, like he was Thanos snapping.
But that's why I would say I would consider more the A-level guys, the ones that would consistently be sitting at the table.
Okay.
Consistently. But
I
that's
would-
why Green Arrow, he was there, but he wasn't. Same, kind of like Batman. I wouldn't consider him. He was a founding member. I would still consider him like the A class. But there was that point where he just didn't want to do anything with the Justice League. He didn't care. It was okay. I helped you guys out. We did this thing. You guys want to do this? By all means, go for it.
Oh no, you could do that, but that would mean
I just want to cover Gotham.
that
That's all I
would
want to do.
mean that you'd have to take out Hal Jordan too. Then
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So like, I mean, you can leave him in there. I would take your idea of Hal Jordan if you used the Hal Jordan in the Justice League.
Yeah, with how
I'll
with
accept
how
that.
Jordan was because he did technically still follow the stuff because he was supposed to be protecting Earth. That was the whole point of the Justice League. It was more to protect the Earth versus their respective towns, respective cities. Batman was more like, I work alone. I don't want to deal with
You know,
anybody.
how about this
I'll do
question
my
then?
own thing.
DC, Marvel, Dark Horse, fucking anyone that you want to do. Hell, even the Boondocks, because that's technically a comic. Name the best superhero team. You know mine
Oh,
already.
superhero team. Okay.
You know mine. already.
If you just want to name the best like comic book character, I would have been the Predators.
Yeah, I would have done with that too. You know my love for the Predator movies, man. You
Yeah,
know my
like,
love for Predator movies.
And honestly, I would have. That's where I thought you were going. I was like,
I
was
will fight
literally
anyone
sitting
on
there.
this. The Xenomorphs suck. I don't give a fuck who you are.
But that's why they're the
Predators
perfect prey.
always win.
No, but that's the thing. They're the perfect prey because of how they work. The
Oh, they're
hive
just
mind,
zombies
the-
from space. They're not the perfect prey.
technically,
They're just quiet zombies from space that can crawl on walls. Fuck you.
and
I am the apex
Lead acid
predator.
and
Prey always loses.
well, technically,
Well, no, there's a lot of prey that win. Pufferfish win.
exactly.
Poison dart frogs.
But that's why technically, like they're technically the perfect prey because of the fact that even it does take a great hunter and a predator to be able to stop the overwhelming numbers. That's the whole point.
Since we're also getting off track, just wanted to say I learned something new today. Platypus, my favorite animal, don't have stomachs. Esophagus straight to intestines, no stomach.
Evolution, baby.
Evolution, they're just weird fucking creatures. They're mammals that lay eggs with bills. They look like a mix of 5 different animals, and they have no stomachs. And cows don't have 4 stomachs. They have 1 stomach, 4 quadrants. Anyway, best superhero team.
Best superhero team. Best team. Well, let's go into yours while I think of mine.
Guardians. Guardians of the Galaxy. Not talking about the movies. Fuck the movies. I'm talking about the comics. In the comics.
Secret Wars, all that fun stuff.
Yeah. Because here's the thing. They don't need help. Fucking Avengers are always calling the faggots from Fantastic Four to come over and help them. Meanwhile, Guardians of the Galaxy save the universe. All the Avengers do is avenge. So you already have to attack them for them to avenge you. But at the same time, the Guardians are like, look, you can't even save Manhattan.
Okay.
We just saved 4 fucking planets at the same time, and Drax is an idiot.
Okay. In terms,
I win.
Does it have to be generically the loose term superhero? Can it just be like a group?
Give me what you're gonna say, and then I'll tell you yes or no. Or I want to say yes or no. If you could give me a good argument, then I'll take it.
I would technically do the Brotherhood from X-Men.
Oh, you're talking about the heroes part,
Yeah.
not the stuff. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
At first, I was thinking you're going to be like the New York Police Department because they're consistently getting new police officers, even though all these superheroes come around.
No, it's more like the.
Because technically, if I had to pick a group, just a group in general, the
See-
New York Police Department, because they all live in New York, and New York has all the superheroes from Marvel, because Stanley never been to another state, I'm sure. Apparently.
No, but that's
Every
why.
single one of them. The X-Men are in New York, in Westminster. Fucking Spider-Man's from Queens. The Defenders are from Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, and
Hell's
and
Kitchen,
Harlem, or Hell's Kitchen.
because of Daredevil.
Yeah. The fucking what are those? The Avengers are at Tony Stark's tower,
Which is generic.
which I think is like the one of I forget which building it is in New York. It replaces a building in New York.
Yeah.
After that.
That's what they made Avengers Tower. But that's why I was like, because you said superhero, it's more like I would say it's more.
You know what? Give me a hero, and then we could do a villain one.
But see, I wouldn't consider the Brotherhood technically villainous either, because going off of Magneto's logic, they just wanted to be left alone. That was all they wanted. That's all they wanted. It was more. It was like,
Look,
Xavier.
there's good people and bad people on both sides. Not trying to quote Trump on racism, just saying.
No,
Like
'cause-
the Brotherhood was bad, who turned neutral. I'll
No,
accept that.
But see, Magneto's whole thing
all-
was technically he was trying to remain neutral as much as possible because he just wanted to be left
No,
alone.
he was the Malcolm X. He was Malcolm X before he went to
No, but that was the whole thing. That's the whole story of Genosha. That's the whole story of Asteroid M, where Magneto was moving mutants to places where they wouldn't be persecuted. That was the whole point.
Okay.
It was just to be left the fuck alone. Leave us alone.
I'll accept them as neutral, but they weren't always.
They had to do drastic things, of course.
Yeah, so it's the same. Like
It's the
just
same thing like
because
Black
I
Panther.
saved my daughter does not mean that it's okay for me to murder 12 people because I think that they might hurt me because I heard something from somebody. You know what I mean? That's where I'm going.
No,
with
more
it.
or less, it was more Magneto would react to something that happened.
Oh,
He would
true.
never actively
True.
go out and do things. He
I'll
would
be honest
react.
with you. I've read X-Men, but I didn't get past. Well, it was hard because they had those splits with the Exiles, and then they had Age of Apocalypse.
Yeah, they had a lot of
Not to
different
pick
stuff.
a super
But
villain thing.
it was-
I would pick the Apocalypse and like the Four Horsemen. I'd pick them.
Yeah, but the Horsemen always evolved.
It doesn't matter. They win.
Well, I mean,
You can pick Avengers. They always evolve. You have the West Coast Avengers, the regular.
no,
Avengers,
I'm talking the actual Four Horsemen would always change.
Yeah, it's okay.
It was for each. It was technically by the standpoint, and they explained it. There was each era that.
You can pick
Apocalypse
the Teen
woke up.
Titans. Technically, they change.
Well, Teen
Raven's now a child.
Titans was literally just the sidekick side going into the Justice League. That's pretty much what they explained it as. It was
but they
the
were the
intro
best.
into the Justice League.
They beat Slade multiple times.
Slade, one guy took out.
Hey,
The
no,
Justice League,
Slade
fuck them.
Slade gives Batman a fucking run for his money. One man. Oh, why didn't we pick Slade? Slade's a great choice for like a.
But
Batman.
he wasn't a Batman villain. He wasn't a straight Batman
He
villain.
wasn't really a Batman villain.
That's
You're
why.
right on that.
He wasn't. A,
He was
wasn't a
more
straight
of like
Batman villain.
everyone's villain
'Cause he was a merc.
gun for hire.
Yeah, he was a merc. So like he wasn't one specific.
But again, I still go back to it. Like they
I would-
beat him, and this dude literally is the greatest soldier. He is like the what's the dude? Oh god, Samuel L. Jackson's character.
Nick Fury.
He's Nick Fury when he was with the Howling Commandos,
Fair
and
enough.
with the Super Soldier Serum. He
But-
is literally the best.
But see, I would have to say, it's still hands down my favorite.
And Slade brought a demon from the magic realm, and they still won.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. The whole Justice League needs to call it.
Teen Titans. Don't get me wrong, the Teen Titans are cool. I
love
again,
them.
like,
I
don't get me
love
wrong,
them.
like, I have my favorite characters, but I don't like. To be honest, most of the stuff in DC, I don't like them as a whole, because you always have those weird, quirky things. But I never liked one group as a whole. Don't get me wrong. Like, I like specific characters, but I don't like them as a whole. Like for me, it was
I
more.
find that Guardians, though, like even if they had those dumb quirks, Drax can't understand.
It makes you.
They won. They
Yeah.
all they
But
don't.
but
really
by that
need help.
standpoint, that one makes more sense because
And they saved the
they work each other.
galaxy.
Of
They
course.
don't. You know what I mean?
But that's why
You
that's
see
why for
Avengers
me.
1, they barely saved New York.
But that's why for me, I prefer. I just like the Brotherhood just for what
Not even
they
New York.
did.
They barely saved Manhattan. One of the 5 boroughs.
Yeah.
They
But-
should have technically. Okay, if it was me,
Let
Mom-
Manhattan burn.
my mom's a New Yorker. My mom lived in New York, and like I think she said once, like wait, I think it was my mom or my friend who's from Brooklyn, but they were like, you know what? If I was an Avenger, I would have led them to Staten Island. I was like, you're a fucking dick.
Wow.
You're a dick. I would have chose Coney.
Why don't you just take them out to Rikers?
Because those prisoners don't deserve that shit. They already have those fucking fight pits out there and shit.
Oh, man.
I mean, they're like, oh no, we took them all down. Bullshit. Bull fucking shit. I trust. What's his name? Fucking George Carlin said, I have a rule. I don't trust what the government tells me.
Get on the plane. Fuck you, I'm not getting on the plane, I'm getting in the plane.
Yeah.
Evil Knievel can get on the plane.
Yeah. Alright, I think this is a good place to stop it right now. Sorry, we got off topic. It's just us talking, really. There's no topics here. I try to ask a question and then I get distracted easily.
Well, I mean, it all makes sense and it rounds itself out in some way, shape, or form, and it kind of leads you into our thinking as far as why we choose what we choose, why we like who we like, and stuff like that. It just, it gives you insight into how we think.
I just apologize because I grew up my entire life with people telling me that I talk too much and that I can't stay on topic ever. So so you know what it is? It's like it's learned behavior. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
like classical conditioning, as that psychologist who likes dogs said. But anyway,
But yeah,
thank you guys.
we will pose this question to you. Let us know who your favorite superhero is,
You know what?
supervillain.
You know what? Just listen to the whole thing and then just answer any one of those questions that I posed. Just any one of them. We
Yeah,
can
just let us know, and we'll probably once we get everything up and running, we'll be answering those kind of things as well. But until then, thank you for listening. Have a great day, night, wherever you are.
Look out for our Let's Plays. They're gonna probably suck in the beginning, but we'll try.
And we'll get it up and running. We'll get it going. But thank you all. We'll see you in the next one.
All right, bye.